Good afternoon. I thought I'd nip on for a little knit and chat. So I'm deciding which knit, and I think I'll work on the muscle bar while I talk to you. So just thought I'd pop on and talk a little bit about my day. So just I better introduce myself really, hadn't I, again. So my name's Wendy. I am a plus size knitter in my mid to late 30s, 37 now. So yeah, I've got 3 children who I love to make things for, and a cat who I don't make anything for because he wouldn't wear it. He's a little grumpy old man, bless him. He's asleep at the minute. He's right here and he's asleep. I don't know if I can show you because the light's a bit funny, but there he is, sound asleep. He's 14. He's 14. I've just made this wonky, hang on. Oh well, I'll be wonky, I don't mind. Yeah, he's 14. And we're coming up for the first anniversary of having him. And he's lovely. He is just a grumpy old man. So he wouldn't tolerate anything knitted for him or made for him, which is fine. It's fine, he's happy doing his own thing. I'm tired. I'm very tired. I'm having a little bit of a flare up. So I have a chronic illness. I have spoken about it on my channel before, so if you watched before you're probably well aware of it, but if you haven't, just a quick, I have post-COVID syndrome. So I contracted COVID in 2021 and I was quite sick with it, and then I just didn't seem to get better for ages and ages and ages, and there was a few years where I didn't have any progress, and I gained weight and just felt ill all the time. But for the last year I've been having more and more good days. I do have bad days. Today's sort of, it's not great, it's not really bad, but I made the mistake of doing the school run and going into town this morning, and it was a little bit dicey. Me and James were a little bit concerned, or James and I were a little bit concerned as to whether we'd be able to get me back or not, but I did. I got back and then ended up falling asleep for a couple of hours. Part of having post-COVID syndrome means that I get tired very easily and I need to have regular rest breaks. But because I've had a few days of feeling good, I got a bit complacent and thought, no, I can do this. So while we were in town, we got something to eat and had a nice cup of tea, and then we walked around a few stops, and then we sort of noticed that I was struggling. So we said, okay, right, we'll stop now and we'll come home. And so James has banned me from the afternoon school run. I am staying here and I'm knitting. I've got a little bit of energy to knit and everything, but the children, it's bonfire night, isn't it? So the children really would like to go see some fireworks. So I'm trying to save some spoons so that I can go and walk around with them. It is frustrating. I hate having flare-ups. I hate having the bad days. They're not very good. However, I am having more good days now than I was a year ago. Even much more than I was 2 years ago. And 3 years ago, I struggled to even do half of the school run to get to the school. So I am making progress, albeit slow, or it feels slow. And James has to often point out, well, actually, you've done quite a lot today, so that is why you're struggling, because you've got to have a break, or you've not done this. And the whole point of pacing is that you rest before you need the break. And I'm still struggling with that aspect, because when I rest before I need the break, I feel like I'm being lazy. So today was a little bit scary, and we're supposed to be going to town tomorrow morning as well, because it's James's friend's 40th birthday, and we said we'd treat her to lunch or breakfast. So hopefully I am well enough to go with him, but if not, he will have to go without me. And yeah, this is another reason why I'm resting. But I'm also, the kids have been unwell, and James has been unwell. They've all had a bit of a cold thing, and I've now got swollen glands, so I'm wondering if some of this flare up is because I'm coming down with something. So we'll see, we'll have to see, because if I'm unwell I can't go for breakfast with her because she has this too. So I don't want to put her back, because she's got a birthday party later this week that we were supposed to go to, but we can't because James is working. So it's sort of like, I'm not just doing what's good for me, I need to do what's good for everyone else as well. That being said, I'm making good progress on my knitting, and we have gotten some bits done today, and we got quite a lot done yesterday, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, we did go into town. While we're in town, I love anything minty, love it. We picked up some button Mintos and mint selection from Poundland, and I shall enjoy having one or two of those. I share them with the kids and I share them with James, so they're not just for me. I shall enjoy having a couple of those this evening. And I'm not really a very exciting person. This is pretty much all I do. I am halfway through a book right now, so it's An Elephant in the Garden. So I will finish reading that tonight, probably, if I have the brain capacity. I'm hoping that having that sleep for a few hours and resting this afternoon will mean that I won't get as heavy a brain fog as I sometimes get, because when the brain fog comes in, I can't do anything. I can't even normally knit. I really struggle with it, so I'm hoping I've managed to avoid that. That would be great. And I will be, well, I don't know, James said he'd cook dinner, but I think I will, because I don't really want him doing everything. And he's got games night tonight with his dad and one of his friends, his niece's dad. His niece's dad. He's one of his friends. He's one of my friends as well. We've been friends since we were like, I was 15, I think. So like, we've been friends about 20 years. So yeah, it's a mutual friend. And they are playing Battlefield 4, I think. So while he's gaming tonight, I will probably try not to struggle there. I will probably read, and I've been planning some arts and crafts stuff to do with the kids over the weekend, getting ready for Christmas, because now Halloween's done, that's all they can talk about is Christmas, even though it's only November. So I've got some little Christmas related activities to do over the weekend, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just trundling along, really, I like having a little natter with the camera. It's nice. It means I can be a bit more mindful with my knitting and sort of consolidate my thoughts, which is great. Is anyone else working on a muscle bar at the minute, or anyone decided to knit some Christmas gifts for their friends or family? I have started getting some requests from some people as well, for gifts and things, which is nice, because it means I can be a bit more guided in what I make for people, because I don't want to make things that people aren't going to use or wear or enjoy. So I know there's a few people who want some dishcloths and things, which are really easy to make, and we use knitted and crocheted dishcloths and washcloths and whatnot out of cotton yarn, because they're really durable and they do the job really well, and they're not full of plastic. So it's a win-win on all bases, really. We're trying to get to a bit more sustainable living, really, not too much, because it's quite difficult when you're on a low budget and trying to change everything all at once is quite costly and expensive. We're making small changes over time and forming new habits. So like next year we would like to, well, I would like a vegetable garden in the back garden, because we've got quite a large back garden, so that would be quite nice. It'd be good for the kids, because I used to do gardening a lot with my granddad and I loved it and I learned so much, and I'd like to do that for my children and their children if they choose to have them when they're older. So it'd be nice to get like that little foundation in now, because you know, this is our home, we're going to stay here, and hopefully we're not planning to move anyway, so I'd like to put in the foundations now so that later on it's just a matter of maintaining what we've got. So yeah, nice little chit chat, me chattering on for 11 minutes, so I think I'm going to leave it there. But if anyone has any discussion points that they want to make, or any advice, you know, for knitting gifts for people, and any pattern recommendations or anything like that, my Ravelry wish list is like a mile long. I want to make everything, and obviously I can't. So if anyone has any recommendations of things that they think are particularly well done and look really good and are ideal for gifts, I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely day, and hopefully I'll pop back on tomorrow. Bye.